Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and my trip to the Cleveland Model Show 2025. This is the first in, I think, a four-part series it's going to work out to. And this is like behind the scenes look, how everything gets set up and the judging and everybody moving in and just stuff that you never think about. I was fortunate enough to be able to hook up with the IPMS Cleveland John H. Glenn chapter and the IPMS Western Reserve chapter at the Kirtland High School. And man, I had a blast. What a fun 2 days I had. So let's break it in with the behind the curtains, and we're going to start out with basically the setup. Well, I'm from Boardman, Ohio, and it's a quick run up to Kirtland, straight up the turnpike, jump off, back in, and we're there. And we get there, and man, I'll tell you what, it's all the signs were ready to go. Walk in the door and look at all the tables and chairs. And these guys have this down to a science. I'm condensing probably 2 hours worth of setup into like 3 minutes here. But they came in, they set everything up. Now watch the guy in the red shirt. He's got a piece of PVC pipe. And I tell you what, these guys are all setting up, and he's making sure that there is more than enough room for everybody to be able to fit and mingle and talk and look at all the kids, and nobody's in each other's way. And I think that was just really nice, because I've been to a couple of shows where you can't even get yourself between the tables, let alone have two people looking at kids. And it's just, this is so nice. So they're setting them up. He's getting everything lined up and ready to go. You see, even has the pole going for between the or the long parts of the rows. So they got everything going. And then, if you look on the far side of the gym there, they are lifting the tables up side by side and putting PVC pipes in and raising those tables up maybe 16 inches, which is really nice because it keeps from messing your back up. See how those PVC pipes are underneath there? And now check out all the tablecloths. Those tablecloths are color-coded for category. So how smart is that? You come in, you're color-coded, you go, you set up, and rock and roll. But no kidding. They had this whole show set up in, like I said, in under 2 hours, and it was impressive. Though even Zach jumped in to put tablecloths down, and nobody yelled at him for doing it wrong. But but we all had a good time. We really did. I wanted to take pictures of them setting tables up in the vendor side, but they were already done by the time this was taken care of, and which is all right, because I got vendors setting up here. Let's check that out. When these vendors came in, they knew what to do, and they weren't messing around. So several times I had to just kind of get out of their way. So I hung out for a while and was in amazed at how well these guys pretty much choreographed setting this place up. There had to have been 1 million boxes that moved into this gym. So after a while, it got to the point to where I was just in their way. So I decided I'm going to move on and let them do what they had to do. And while that was happening, everything got finalized. The raffle table got set up. One of the coolest memorials I've ever seen got set up. It was awesome. The Thunderbolts, they did a cool thing with all the Thunderbolts. They got laid out. The tables got finalized. All the paperwork. Everybody made sure everything was just perfect. And they worked hard. I'm telling you, they worked very hard to get this going. The lunch staff was awesome. Here's the thank you banner. And I had to scroll all the names here just so everybody gets to see. It's just awesome. Again, the tables were all laid out and ready to rock and roll. And the paperwork, I can't even imagine how much paperwork is involved in this. And then after that, everybody got together and made sure everything was perfect. The doors were about ready to open. The tables got manned. Everybody was excited to get this rolling. And then the people came. And boy, oh boy, did they come. It was, I couldn't believe it. Here's a quick montage of everybody moving in. And man, it was cool. It was like a symphony watching everybody set up. I had a really neat vantage point for that. And then Zach said, hey, I got drone footage from outside. So I'm going to throw in this. This is early in the morning. And look at how many people were already there. So if you want to get here, you want to get there early. So back inside, Zach noticed this sign. And he ran in there and he got himself one heck of a lunch. So after eating all that, it was time for the judges meeting. And if you've never been a judge or been to a judge's meeting or anything, this is pretty cool. So check this out.
Seams, assembly seams, mold seams, alignment, basic building skills. The goal is to make it look like a miniaturized version of the real thing. The closer you get to that, or they do, the better it is. Still look for your paint, look for your decals. If they added more accessories, does it look like it belongs with the kit as opposed to not belonging, like they're separate? So these are the simple things. We do a 1, 2, 3 judging. Look for sweeps. The entrant number at the top of the page will tell you whether or not there's more than one model in that group by that member. If there's more than one, find the best of the group, put that into your competition. We have in these, I'll set up for the categories. The head judge knows what to do with these, but we have number of models in the category. Please take a look as you get there. Your head judge will be doing the same, but if you're part of the team or head of the team, make sure everything in that category is what you're supposed to be looking at. Twin engine prop, if there's a single engine, you know it's not right. Look for those. They need to be moved. We got white cotton gloves for our head judges to move stuff. We try to avoid moving and touching the models if we can. It has to happen because you're going to have to move alignments. Aircraft, if they're on the paper, you can swing them around so you can get a view on the alignment. Other than that, try to avoid it. We got some things in there are pretty darn fragile, but we also need to be fair because everybody needs to be judged equally. So there are a few splits. I don't know if we need them. For the head judges, I have a separator in your binder. John Hudak, thank you. Keep an eye open. If you have a split, I got pre-splits back here. If you need more than, but that's in your group there. Keep an eye open for your specials. If you are doing an aircraft judge in your category, keep an eye open for reconnaissance aircraft. You'll look to see whether or not they got a little banner, and you got a little pylon with a colored piece of paper in there. That gives you an indication that one is supposed to be for a special. Look for those. Other than that, we need to worry about, one of the biggest things about judging is integrity. Do a good job. Everybody gets judged equally. If you have any questions, check with your head judge. If you can't find your head judge, look for head poobah, grand poobah. That's me. I'll be around. So, there we go. When you get paired on or get set up into your groups, if you have any further questions, you can check with them. Aircraft judges, John Hudak. Automotive is John Robinson. Military vehicles is Jim Major. If you are in ships or figures, Chief in the corner. I've got a team already for juniors and ace, but if anyone wants to join us, I'd be happy to have you. We are placing out first, second, and thirds on the table this year. Because the award ceremony part starts to get extra long, considering how well we got for attendance, We're going to place out first, second, and thirds on the table as you're doing your judging, or shortly after. Make sure or try to avoid having anybody go and walk off with stuff, because your special or your best of may be one of those contenders. So keep that in mind. When we get to the awards ceremony, we're going to do specials, best ofs, and juniors. So we're going to streamline this. We'll try to get everybody out of here a little bit sooner than usual, because hey, I gave you all the little yellow tags. The idea is we're going to tell the folks who are still going to be in the room, please try to avoid the folks with the yellow tags. They're doing work. So we'll see how that works out for us. Yeah.
Can I get one?
Sure.
Tell them we got malaria.
Yes. We are contagious. So don't go near anybody with the yellow tag. I think that covers most of it. Like I said, I'm streamlining this. Any questions for anybody? Nice. I like that. Okay. So, as you get done here, go to your head judge, collect together with them, and they will take you down there and...
Get your miscellaneous.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miscellaneous. Where's my paper for that?
I really liked how the judging went on this one. Everybody was allowed to stay in the area where all the kids were and stuff, and still mingle around and talk and everything. And the judges went around, and from what I saw as I was going around, because I took that time to film all the kits, is everybody was staying away from the judges pretty well. It was pretty good. But Zach was a judge this year, and it was his first time judging. And boy, he said it was an eye-opener. He said it's very difficult to judge. I take my hat off to every single judge, because forever I've always said, no, I don't want to do judging. But after talking to Zach and seeing how wound up he was and how much he enjoyed it, I think the next time I am going to be a judge, or ask if I'm allowed to be a judge. But after judging and everything, they ended up the show with the awards ceremony and all that, and that was really fun. And I will have a lot of that in the next couple of videos. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to break this up into a series so it just doesn't get hugely long, and you can pick and choose as you want to watch them. But this is the behind the curtains, and I just thought it was a really cool opportunity for everybody to see how much work goes on and how much work everybody volunteers to put in, and time and effort to make this all happen. And I just condensed that down into like a 15-20 minute video, where it took all year. They're already talking about next year. So there's a lot to it. And when you do go to these shows, if tell them that you appreciate that, because I'm sure they would like to hear that. But anyhow, I'm going to draw an end to this video. We'll start with the kits and everything, and a little bit of the vendors too in the next video. So stick around. Y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow. And thank you very much for watching.